Croeso, cynnes iawn. Diolch am dy gwmni, heno. Wyt ti'n barod? A very warm welcome. Thanks for your company tonight. Are you ready? Cyfres pedwar, pennod rhif 42. Series 4, episode number 42. Gwnes I did. Yes, this episode looks at the preterite of gwneud and how it's used to say I did, or how you say other things like I walked, things like that, where you get the preterites over the verbs by using Wnes as an auxiliary verb, Gwnes, etc. Gwnes is the one for I did. Right, soft mutation. Soft mutation of gwmni to gwmni after the word dy, which means your, second person singular possessive pronoun. And parod has become barod. It's an adjective. That's what happens to adjective nouns when they're used after the predicative particle un. So there you go. Parod has become barod. P2B, soft mutation. Today's episode then, yes, all about gwneud and the past again, because they do it differently in the north and the south, and then there's there's ways of using it with gwneud, and then there's the short form as well, the verb itself, and that's all covered in this lesson. So a few videos, the usual ones, Unit 8 from North and South from National Centre of Learning Welsh, for Learning Welsh, and then Welsh with Us, and it's the same lady, so it must be the same centre that they did these videos. The Welsh with Us must have been out of one of the national centres, and they're older as well. Welsh with Us ones, they're about 7 to 9 years old, and the other ones are about 4 to 2 years old, the National Centre ones. Right, loads of phrases in this episode. You know quite a lot of them. So you have things like Wnes ti, I did, you did, etc. And then there's ones like Wnes I shopper, so start thinking was I shopped. Wnes I shopper, he shopped, that kind of thing. And then question versions of that. So there's mutations there as well. So Wnes I ddarllen, so she read. Soft mutation happens to these structures after the subject. And what else have we got? Questions. So we've got things like be wnaeth dosbarth. What did the class do? These are all in that video, and then they're all pulled out, a big table for you to learn, all the audio. And then the matchups for them, so that's we start learning them, and the flashcards there. And let's jump on to the story, shall we? Which focuses on similar things. So lots of past tense use. Es I gerdded I fyny'r wyddfa. Beth wnes ti dros y penwythnos? I went to walk up Snowdon. What did you do at the weekend? Fe helpais I fy ewythyr a dorrodd ei goes. I helped my uncle who broke his leg. Oh, mor ofnadwy. Beth wnaeth o I dorri ei goes? Oh, how awful. What did he do to break his leg? Roedd e'n cerdded I fyny pen y fan. Cerdded yn ei gwsg. He was walking up pen y van, walking in his sleep. Right then. So we've got first line of the first. The first line is es I gerdded. So that's I went. So that's the preterite, past simple short form of mynd, dod. Mynd, dod. Mynd is go. Dod is come. Mynd. Beth wnes ti? What did you? So that's using gwneud. Same line. Well, it's on the same line, but it's a different sentence. And then we've got fe helpais I. This is all in South dialect, by the way. So we've got fe as a particle rather than me, and preferring to use beth rather than be. Contraction, that kind of thing. And the word for him, rather than o, is in there. Plus, we're mentioning one of the mountains that's further down than Snowdon or Eryri in Welsh. Right, so we got fe helpai, so that's a short form but with a particle on it. That's the second line. And then we have beth knife. So another question, the third person singular now, him. So rather than what did he do to break his leg? And then roedd ein cerdded, so that's just using board. That's the past. That's the imperfect. Not the past simple. That's the imperfect. So that's saying he was rather than he walked. He was walking. And then, yeah, that's it for past tenses in that bit. But you can see the different ways you can do it. You've got irregular ones like mind, so they just go ace and whatnot. And then you've got the ones that have endings put on, like ice and so on, like the regular verbs, short forms. And then you've got using gwneud a lot and using board a lot, to be and to do, like you do in English. I am is to be, and I did is do. And gwneud can be used to say I made or I make, whichever tense you're using, as well as I do and stuff. So some of the sentences that are in the lesson, you'll see that it's I made breakfast this morning, I made porridge, that kind of thing. So rather than I did. So you get the context from the rest of the sentence, whether it's an I did or I make. Shouldn't have a problem with that. The tables, we've got the conjugation tables again. Yeah, sorry, verb tables, I've called them on there, because they might be inflections or conjugations. Technically, inflection covers it all anyway, but conjugation is related to verbs. So we've got the table there, we've got the affirmative, positive statements, and we've got negative, and then quizzes on them. So you've got lots of different ways of saying I learned in the tables. You've got wnes I ddysgu, fe wnes I ddysgu, gwnes I ddysgu, gwnes I ddysgu without a W in gwnes, and wnes I ddysgu without the G or the W on the front. So different colloquial contractions, informal versions, slang, spoken speech, whatever. Table there, yeah, and quizzes for each one. And then the same again, but with both tenses and putting in other verbs. Oh, that's 60 or so verbs again that we know. So you just drumming them home, some of the top verbs. Right, so plenty to do on there. Bigger lesson than yesterday. Get yourself through that. I'll read out some more. Prynais, from prynu. Prynu is to buy. Prynais I means I bought. Chwaraeais I played. Gwelais I saw. And then to do gwelais but with you would be gwelais ti, you saw. Gwelodd that's using the South version for him. He saw. Gwelodd hi, she saw. Gwelon ni, we saw. Gwelwch chi, you saw, as in plural or formal, polite. Gwelon nhw, they saw. Then you've got other ones, other phrases like Gwnes i'r coffi bore 'ma. So this is one where it's I made the coffee this morning. You wouldn't say you could say I did the coffee this morning. We used to that as well. Oh, I did it already. Have you made? What did you do breakfast? I did it. I made it. Yeah, you can use either. It's the same word in Welsh. So it doesn't translate much differently anyway. So got lots of phrases there again. Questions. Beth wnaethoch chi bore 'ma? What did you do this morning? Beth wnes ti bore 'ma? That's the informal version of that. What did you do this morning? And gwnes i'r breakfast. I made breakfast. Gwnaeth e'r brecwast. He made the breakfast. Gwnaeth hi'r brecwast. She made the breakfast. And we're just about time. And I'll see you tomorrow.